GT3, it's Group A once again, live from New Zealand here at Ruapuna Park for round 6 of the GT3 season. It's quite the interesting season. It's round 6, we've got 5 different winners. Will we see our 6th today? It Forgets we're on board with currently, who is the championship leader by 4 points over Hayo. Last year we had a fantastic race here in New Zealand, and we hope we're going to see a repeat of that. So I'm very much looking forward to this race. I'll just get these standings open so we can update you on the championship currently. So currently, oh dear, right, Solus Leader has gone into the gravel trap and for some reason is driving a Renault. Not sure why. Is he replacing somebody? And I've noticed the engine noises are very, very loud. So I think it might have reset the audio there. But we're getting the first times being popped in right now, which is It Forgets on top with Hiker second. There is Ferrelli with his teammate Cashnet, who's actually here, would you believe? He hasn't... I don't think I'd have ever said this sentence in my entire career of commentary here in GAVRA Racing. Cash has not had a win this season, which is something I never thought I'd say. I need to back up that statement. He has not had a win. He's only had one pole position, but he hasn't had a win, which is something to note, because that's never happened. Ever. Looking at Ibrich right now, currently in 6th place in the standings, in the Ferrari. And there we have Pancho's currently, he's down in 10th in the championship, but is doing well in the Acura NSX. And now come a number of other drivers here as well. Ferrelli's actually currently quickest. He's popped in on a 121.1. There he is in the Lamborghini. Can he become the first repeat winner in race 1? We'll have to wait and see. There is Matty popping into second by 0.07 of a second. I don't think he has had a win in race 1, as far as I know. I'll have to check that. He has not. So he could potentially challenge. Ferrelli, Ibrich has gone fastest actually by a margin of 0.56 of a second. Again, well, he won last time out in Sugo in Japan, and he's going for some grass cutting. As you can see, a lot of runoff. It's quite a flat track, this. It's a lot of runoff area for you to use. There is Hiker, who is yet to have a win this season, but does have one fastest lap to his name, which was of course in Brands Hatch, where he could have won potentially, but he did make a mistake. Alessio, where's he in the championship? Well, he's in the garage, but he's down in 16th with a total score of 4 points. Matteo, there he is in the Ferrari. He's currently in 3rd in the championship and could potentially challenge for the championship if he manages to beat the other two, but he needs to put in a hell of a lot of work. Endex in the Audi looks like he's filling in for Marcos, it looks like, but there's Cash in it, back to his old self it looks like, goes 120.5 and goes quickest. Ferrari B team of course are running the Lamborghini Huracan this season, which is kind of triggering, not gonna lie, but of course the GT3 cars were chosen by draw. So you put your name in a hat, and they drew you out. Whatever name you got, or whatever car you got drawn out, that's the one you drove. There he is, he's up behind the Audi LMS of either Lonnie, well it won't be Lonnie, it'll be either Endex or it'll be, well Lonnie's actually here today, so it's obviously Marcos he's filling in for, in the car liveried, driven by Laurel Van Tour in the GT series. And I don't think Cashin's on the quali lap, but if he is, he won't be too happy with Endex there, just really, really holding him up there. Let's just get the stream chat open if we can. So Maddie and Hayo currently 4th and 5th. This is of course free practice, so the guys will have some more chances. He's getting right up behind Hiker is Hayo there. So the race, I'll actually have to check the length. I'm just getting asked a question in chat about the length. I'll check now. Can get the little thing open there. It will be a 39 lap race with an 11 lap sprint race. So Hayo making use of the slipstream behind Hiker, who I actually think is also technically a championship contender, according to where he is in the championship. I'll have to actually check that. Mathematically he can, but I think it's a long shot for him to win the championship, but he is there. It Forgets went a little bit quicker, is now half a second behind Cashnit on the timing sheets there, and is the man on top of the championship. Took his first win in GT3 this season, and is looking to upset Ferrari B's domination of the GT3 championships in recent years, which would be an awesome story to have a guy who was in Academy last season come in and through and win the GT3 championship. But of course, he's got fierce competition from these guys, Ferrelli and Cashnit, two very well-known, notorious Britishmen who have dominated Formula B. They've dominated GT3 for the past couple of seasons, but they're not going to win Constructors this season because they're way too far back to win. Solslita, I'm fairly certain he's filling in for Madman Sam, as far as I know, and I don't think Pete Bibb is here, so he's the only Renault running today. We'll keep an eye on the standings just so I can have them open there. So we've got 13 seconds. Alessio is stopped on track for some reason, and he's running 85 litres of fuel, which is a lot of fuel. Top 5 separated by about 7/10 of a second, and practice is complete, so it doesn't look like anybody's going to improve really. But the guys down the back have a big gap to jump. But it is very close between 2nd, 3rd, 4th and 5th. Just about 2 to 3 tenths between the whole lot of them. And Alessio's coming through to finish a lap. It looks like Pancho has finished his. AI takes over. Riley's back in the pit lane. Matty looks like he's going to be finishing out a lap there. Let's see where he can put himself a little bit further up maybe. Doesn't look like he can, and puts it back into the pit lane. Alessio's going to finish out a lap for himself as well. Rounds that final corner and comes across the line to finish. He's the last guy to finish, it looks like. Cannot improve. But yeah, this is a track I'm not actually that familiar with. It's a track I haven't driven on this game yet, so it's going to be kind of a learning curve for myself as well. There's your running order. For practice, it's Cashnit leading by 0.4 of a second over It Forgets. Ibrich is in 3rd. Ferrelli's in 4th, Matty 5th, Hayo 6th, Lonnie 7th, Alessio 8th, Solsley the 9th, and don't know who was after that. Now, we have 25 minutes. They shortened quali by 5 minutes and put it to 25 minutes. And we're going to see the cars come back out on track. The Swede leads the field away. It is Hiker of Sweden in the BMW. And is looking reasonably good. Could have had a win in Brands Hatch, if you remember, but had a mistake that dropped him behind Ferrelli. And, well, could have had a podium, excuse me. And, of course, that fell away because he got caught up by Ferrelli, and Ferrelli passed him. Lonnie has actually had a victory this season. I believe he won a couple of rounds ago. I'll check that. Excuse me, no, it was his teammate. It was Marcos who won in Spa. Cashnit, no victories this season. Looking to change that today. Yeah, indeed. Of course, he won here last season when he was driving again for Ferrari B and was driving. Was he driving the Z4? Yeah, the BMW Z4. moved over to Vectro, who's also directing us. He was also driving the Z4 because the M3 was banned because it was completely overpowered. But it was Z4 territory all last season. But now we've got a huge variety of cars, and it's a real battle on top of the manufacturer's table. If we go to the manufacturer's table, it's actually the McLarens who are on top right now, but we'll go back to that in a second as we ride on board in the driver's eye view of Kashnet's Lamborghini as we go for a lap around Ruapuna Park. So, a very long back straight. We're going to kink left, get on the brakes, and a tight, deceivingly tight left here. And you've got the McLaren of Matty just up ahead, who's going to get out of the way for him very easily indeed. So you can see how kind of open space this place is. It's not, barriers are very far away from you. One of the Acuras gets out of the way there before we get to a hairpin. Hard on the brakes, roll the car through. Little bit wide there for him, but he'll get away with that. And we get to a slight little S section. Here we go left, and then we kink right. Very nice indeed. Nice application of power from Kashnet there. Short shifting up. And around this off-camber right-hander, long hairpin, get all the power. Shifts it up to third gear, up to fourth, momentarily, no, keeps it in third, knocks it down to second, before we go right, and then we go back to another tight left here again. Nicely cut from him there, and we head down towards the final sequence of corners here in Ruapuna Park. This should be the benchmark. You can see there's a lot of dirt being dragged out across the track because of drivers going off, but round the final corner, it's Haiku sets the initial pace of 1:21.4, which is a decent lap time, but across the line comes Kashnet, who demolishes but goes at 1:20.6. But again, that's a good lap from Hiker, I'm not going to lie. It's 1:21.4, which is only 0.8 of a second off. Matty goes fourth, and obviously that wasn't a representative lap from him. Hayo went second quickest there with a 1:20.8, 0.2 of a second off. So the German making sure he stays within that the championship grasp. He wants to keep himself ahead of Id Forgets, who is, which I might add, is actually a gap of 4 points in the championship. 134 versus 130. Let's see where the Audis end up today. Alessio popped in third there for momentarily. Ferrelli goes quickest. Absolutely. 1:19.9. First guy to dip into the 19s is the Lamborghini. He's 0.7 of a second quicker than his teammate, which is quite a sizable gap, but I'm sure guys are going to improve as we go through the session. Ibrich goes second quickest, 1:20.5, still 0.6 of a second behind Ferrelli. So it's a big gap to jump. Hiker, can he improve on where he was? I don't think he's going to be able to. No, he's only 9,000 slower. So nice consistency from him there. So Matty didn't set a representative lap last time out. Cashton improved slightly, goes 1:20.447. Matty, where can he put himself? He's surely going to rock it up a little bit. And he goes into 7th on a 1:21.768. So can he improve? That's quite a ways off what these guys are able to do. So Ibrich needs a 0.1 of a second to get himself on the front row. Can he do it? Let's see what happens. He's coming through sector 2 into sector 3 shortly. Sector 2 split. He's up 3. Oh my goodness me. Alessio, where is this pace come from? 0.2 of a second, 1:20.1. This guy is this guy is 16th in the championship, remember. 16th, 4 points scored, and now suddenly he's up fighting with the two Ferrari B boys. So this is a sudden burst of pace from this young Italian. Well, what I assume is a young Italian. So this is turning out to be an interesting qualifying session, as it usually tends to be in Group A. Hiker, can he improve? He's gonna go... Yes, he can. He goes 5th. And he goes quicker than Hayo. This is a very close qualifying. A very close qualifying. Idfrigues looks like he had his lap invalidated, but he needs to get a lap on the board. So, the top 6 are separated by 0.9 of a second. Very, very close indeed. Let's get on board. Let's get a lap with Idfrigues. He's just following in the tow of one of the Ferrari B cars. Ferrari, the only man to be in the 119s right now, but the guys behind him are close to getting there. But I'm so surprised by the pace of Alessio in the Acura. Where is his teammate? His teammate is Pancho. He's down at 11th place. Hasn't set a representative lap yet. But we'd have to assume that Pancho was the quicker of the two. We'll get back to that, of course. We want to keep an eye on the championship leader. It forgets as he follows in the tow of one of the Ferrari B cars, looking to get his car on the front row, if not on pole position. Hasn't had a pole position this year, interestingly to note, but has won just the one race. But he's been very, very consistent with how he's managed to do that. He was a little bit wide on the way into the last corner there. Let's see where he can put himself. He's got to go further up the board, surely. It forgets. Where does he go? He goes 8th. Now that is surprising. Surely he's going to come back out again. Now that was Kashnet he was following in the tow. But Alessio is the big surprise of today. Chris Davis says Cash will win. I don't know. We really don't know who's going to win, really. He's got his teammate to battle, and if we remember back, we know how closely matched these guys are. If we remember back to Imola, Formula C last season, Kashnet and Ferrari set the exact same qualifying time. That race is, of course, on the channel if you'd like to have a look at that. It was almost Frentzen Villeneuve Schumacher-esque. We've got just about 16 minutes left this qualifying session, so we might have a quick lull in proceedings while drivers kind of adjust their setups a little bit. Parc Fermé, of course, doesn't exist here. But these guys can adjust the cars as much as they want. Where's Hayo? He's down in 6th. But then there's not that much of a gap to jump to get himself a little bit further up the grid. It's only a couple of tenths he needs. Yeah, indeed, Ibrich did improve. He's 4th, and he's 6/10 of a second now. He's coming up behind his teammate Matteo, who's in 7th. No, sorry, he's in 11th. Looks like he hasn't set a representative lap at all. He was now. You can just see one of the Acuras there, just getting in a little bit of traffic, but Ibrich had to take to the grass to let him through. And we actually had Kashnet improve again to a 120.2, but he's still not quicker than Alessio, which is a very big surprise. Hayo improved again to go 5th, 8/10 of a second off of the guys in front there. But I'm very surprised by this sudden surge in pace from Alessio. Let's see how he gets on in the race, of course. But there's still room for improvement. Endex is down at 10th currently. He's sharing a row with his teammate currently, Lonnie. Very little separating the two. About a couple of hundredths of a second separating them between the Dutchman, Lonnie, and his teammate Endex. Oh, they're both Dutch. Okay, so it's an all-Dutch team driving a German car. Now, it forgets he needs to get himself further up. He's only in 8th place, and if he wants this championship to go further, to go to the last 2 rounds, or even to the last round, he needs to get himself further up the grid. He's in the championship fight with Hayo, so... Well, Hayo and Matteo, technically. Yep, Matteo can still win the championship mathematically, but it is the real battle between himself and Matteo. Ferrari could rocket himself up a little bit, but it's going to be an interesting one, because the championship is just... We really don't know. We really don't know who's going to win this championship. Out of the last corner comes It Forgets across the line. Surely going to be an improvement. It's got to be. It was an improvement. Now, where has he gone? He's gone 7th. He's popped in just behind Hiker. So he's up there, but... it's only a second separating the top 7, so even a slight improvement could get himself even 5th, which is where he needs to be. He needs to be either 5th or 4th. And, well, oh, Ferrari spins and Kashnik goes quickest by 1/10 of a second. Now that's how close it's getting. 119.8, 119.9, and a 120.1 for Alessio. Now, can he improve? It's going to be his best qualifying, no matter what. Now, he's only got about 800 milliliters of fuel left, so this is probably going to be his last chance. Oh, never mind. Commentator's curse. So he's going to have to come back in and get some more fuel. So Kashnik has been missing from quite a few races. Oh, Matteo off there. Looks like we did have an improvement somewhere there. I think it was Hiker who improved slightly. Yeah, I think he did. He improved by a couple of tenths there, so he's in 6th. Maddie is up on his time, and he's in 8th. Oh, what is it? What is it about me? I literally just commentator's curse and takes it over the bank. I literally said he was just improving, and then just goes on and spins it. Unbelievable. He's up by 3/10 of a second as well. That's what I get. So the only two drivers to go into the 119s are the two Ferrari B cars. Looking at Lonnie, who's currently 9th. He's got quite a jump to get to Maddie, and isn't improving currently. We still have 12 minutes of this qualifying session remaining. So drivers can take a break, do whatever they want to get themselves set. Yeah, it's a good point. Matteo is only 11th, and he's technically still in the championship battle, so I'm not sure if he's just not liking the track or there's just something wrong on the car or something. That's so far down to be. I think somebody just improved there. I think it was just a position or two. I think, yeah, it was Hio, 4th. Moved up 1 position. And he's up again by 700 of a second in the first sector, so we'll stick with the German to see if he can get himself any further up the grid here. Oh, a little bit wide there. It's going to cost him time. So that's slightly wide apex, but it looks like it's working for him. He drops down to 1st to get the traction out of there. Let's keep an eye on this split time. He's going to come into the sector split as he comes to this long right, this short right-hander here. So, yeah, down slightly, but he could make it back. So he's watching the final sector. He needs an improvement of about 2/10 or more. His championship rival is in 7th. So he's in a prime position to overtake him in the championship if he finishes in front of him. Let's watch Hio across the line. Did he improve? Nope, 2/10 slower. This is the one guy I'm surprised about. It isn't a big gap. He's done a satisfying 121 dead, but he needs another 2/10 of a second. Who do you think is going to win the race in the championship is the question I'm getting right now. Well, the championship is an open door, really. I think I'm going to bet on Hio getting it, just with his consistent... Well, again, it forgets is consistent as well, but it seems that Hio's just got a bit more pace in hand. And I think it's going to be his for the taking, but then again, we don't really know. The race today, it looks like it's going to be one of the Ferrari B guys. It's going to be either Cash or Pirelli. And it forgets, it did improve by a couple of hundredths, but he needs more. He's currently sharing a row with his teammate, Hiker. Maddie is in 8th place, which is surprising. I would have expected a little bit more pace from the McLaren guys, or the McLaren guy here. Perhaps they're sandbagging. I doubt it, though. He's running very little fuel. Sol Solida, I'm not sure what he's doing. I think he's just chilling out. It might have been the last minute call in for him. Endex is currently 12th, with his teammate Lonnie 9th, just up ahead of him. Now I think we're definitely going to see a qualifying battle between the Ferrari B cars of Cash and Pirelli, because they're both out on track, and we know how closely matched these guys. I did mention that earlier, and Cash improved again by a small margin of 9 hundredths. Pirelli improved by 4 hundredths of a second and is still only just about a tenth off his teammate. And hello to Nico Perez, who joins us as Pirelli goes for a little spin. But Alessio is currently still the big surprise here. He's currently third, with Hayo in fourth. We're watching Hayo coming up behind his teammate now. Oh, I was just looking for a bottle of water. Oh dear, the McLarens go synchronizingly it's across the grass together. Right, I need to just reach across my desk to get a bottle of water. There we go. Lovely. A fresh bottle of water for my voice. Ooh, suddenly drivers are deciding they want to cut the grass. There we go, we're back. Cash just went really, very, very quick indeed. 1:19.3, goes 0.4 of a second quicker than his teammate. His teammate's not on a lap currently, but that is a huge gap that he suddenly managed to break out. So Cash has been sandbagging this entire time, but has Pirelli been is the question. Or has every driver been? The gap suddenly jumps to half a second. So they're all starting to begin their laps. The last minute rush to get laps in. Hiker gets himself out of the way of Maddie as best as he can. It forgets us down in 7th. Oh, we just saw a car disappear off into the grass there. So perhaps the dust being kicked up can affect grip levels. And that was, of course, an Audi heading off into the grass. Cashin's in the pit lane. Looks like he's happy with his efforts. So the track is a little bit crowded now, and you can see how tight this track is. So overtaking is going to be very, very difficult here. 6 minutes remain. Hiker. Mari. He's following the slipstream of the Ferrari there. Oh, goes a bit wide. He's pushing the limits a little bit too far there. Cashing it back out on track. Looks like he's getting fuel. Very crowded track indeed. So we've 5 minutes remaining. Can Pirelli improve, or can anybody else find the pace to get themselves further up the grid? Lonnie's about to come across the line. He's down in 11th place. Is he going to improve his position? No, he does not. Hayo, he's the man. He needs to be in front of it. Forgets to make sure he stays in front of him. Or, whoa, dear. Pushing the limits in the final part of qualifying. Goes wide. And Ibrich is up on his time. He's currently 5th place. Not too far off of Hayo, so perhaps could displace him, but actually backs out of his lap. Now Hiker's in 6th place. And has a jump of about 0.3 of a second to Ibrich. And you can see him just opposite locking through that corner there. He saw the wheels momentarily flick to the other side. As we go on board inside the BMW M6, which is an awesome piece of kit. Maddie goes wide again. And, oh, this could be dodgy between the McLaren and the BMW. So let's see, can Hiker improve? We'll keep an eye on the timing sheets. Maddie, he's down in 9th, which is a huge jump. Can he get himself any further up the grid at all? He's 11th, excuse me. That's actually Matteo was 9th. And Maddie is 11th. Yeah, well, it is confusing. It's mixing up the maths here. 4 minutes. Pirelli, how's he getting on? Is he improving at all in any sector? He's coming up to the Sector 2 split right now. Let's see how he's getting on. It doesn't look like he's on a lap currently. Well, he's definitely not. He's about to begin one. It looks like he's warming those tyres up a little bit, just weaving back and forth a little bit. But he's got a lot. That's a big chunk of time to make up. Oh yeah, indeed. I didn't actually notice that. Sauce leaders up to 8th in the Renault. So today has been the day of Ferrari B in qualifying, at least. Oh dearie me. Maddie has performed the well-known maneuver called the Valtteri Bottas, which is warming up your tyres and spearing off into the grass. Oh, he's clattered one of the BMW. Oh no. Well, that's interesting. What happened there? Yeah, so 2 laps ruined there, and he's definitely got some damage on that. Ferrari, where is he? He's on track. He's currently coming up to Sector 2 split once again. No split times for us currently, but he's really pushing limits, kicking up dirt every corner he goes, revving the car to its extremities as he rolls it through the final corner. Looks like very stable platform is the Lamborghini. Can he improve? Ferrari across the line. Does improve. Yes, he does improve. And now he's 3/10 behind. Now can he find those 3/10? Sweeping through, the V10 engine in the Lamborghini screams its way through turn 1. Now he's come through towards the kink at 2. Well, not really a kink, but it feels like a kink. 100 miles an hour on the exit. Spectacular from Ferrari so far. On the brakes, he's up in his first sector, but only just slides away. Oh no! And spins the car. Now he needs to get going again if he wants another lap at that. But will he just give in? He gives in. And Ibrich goes for a spin as well. What on earth is going on? So I don't think Ferrari's not going to have enough time to come around again. So unless something else happens, it's going to be cashing it to take his his second pole position of the season. I think his second one. Yes, his pole back in Oschersleben, which is a while back. Now, it forgets he needs to get himself. He needs to find 4/10 of a second. Where he's going to find that time, I don't know, but he needs it because he needs to get himself up to Hio at least, minimum. Now we know he's got good race pace usually, but so does this man. And he's a second off of cashing it right now. But can we remind you that Alessio is currently still 3rd and is going to take a second row start for his best qualifying this season. It's fantastic. 20 seconds remain. Cashton is given in, so he's going to pretty much secure in his pole position right now. Hiker has another lap if he wants to have a go and improve if he can. It forgets across the line. Can he go any further up? No, he's a 10th slower, but he has another lap. Pancho's got damage. He of course hit the back of Maddie. Qualifying is over. So Hiker is on his way to finish a lap, whereas his first sector is down by 0.2 of a second, but perhaps he could make up time using all the road, all the curb. BMW is a beautiful looking machine in the different liveries, the white and the black of It Forgets. In the background, you just see him whizzing through the background there. We've got 50 seconds remaining in qualifying. The only guys on track right now are Hiker and It Forgets and Pancho. And Hiker's down by a second, so it doesn't look like he's going to be able to improve. And there's virtually nothing between Hiker and It Forgets as well. There's only a couple of hundredths separating the two. They're occupying row 4 of the Ruapuna circuit right now. No improvement for Hiker. Is it going to be one for It Forgets? Yes, but they... Oh my god. Now that is teammates. That is how identical those cars are. Exactly the same time. 120.823. Well, exactly the same time to 1,000th of a second. There you have it. It's happened once again. Cashnet takes pole. Ferrari B front row for the first time this season. Cashnet, Ferrari, Alessio with a fantastic qualifying, really. Hayo, Ibrich, Hiker, Id Forgets, Solslita, who gets a top 10 start, Matteo in 9th, Pancho in 10th, and we'll get the grid as we go further down. So, now comes the 2-minute wait, and as you can see, the grid on Ruapuna is side by side. It's not kind of staggered, as it usually kind of is. Cars on each position are virtually beside each other. It's just the fact that the line on the inside is the preferred line. So that's why all these guys are lining up the way they are. A sip of water. And we're just waiting. It Forgets is down in 7th. Soslita's alongside him on that row. And there is a sight we haven't seen this season, really. 2 Lamborghinis. 2 green Lamborghinis on the front row. Of the same number. Alessio is currently third, but he's got a fierce rival beside him. He's got Hayo in the number 9 McLaren. Pancho, he's down in 10th with Matteo alongside him, which means that Matty actually qualified 11th. He's behind him there, which is a surprising result. Lonnie's alongside in 12th, and Endex is the guy rounding out the back of the grid in 13th, unlucky for some. So let's see how this race unfolds. It's going to be an interesting one. The only Renault here today is Solslita. So out of the two, it did forget who leads the championship. Hayo is currently second with Matteo in third. So Hayo currently is in, if they finish the way they are, of course, I think it's going to be Hayo who's going to take the lead of the championship. Ferrari is in with a shot of it as well, but let's forget about that talk for a little second here, because we're about to go green in Ruapuna Park. The lights go red for Ruapuna Park, round 6. And it's go! And Cash gets an amazing start. Ferrari gets away well. Alessio gets a storming start, goes into second. He's going to jump Ferrari into turn 1. He's going to be on the inside lines. Keep an eye on the Italians. We go further down the back of the grid to see how things are going. Everybody gets through cleanly. Alessio jumps Ferrari into turn 1. So it's Alessio from Ferrari. Got the car off in the background. We got high up to 4th. Ibrich there. Hiker is in. Oh, he's off. In the background is Solslita, and we saw Hiker go off for a second. He's going to contact between the teammates, and through goes It Forgets into 7th position. That will be. And Maddie's made a few positions up there. Oh, there's going to be a little bit of contact there as we got a Ferrari absolutely battering his way through past Hikers. The Hikers lost out massively here. But it's a great start from Alessio, who's jumped Ferrari into turn 1. So there's all your lineup as the cars file their way through into sector 1. And Solslita looks like he's got a bit of damage there. Cashnet going away, 1.2 seconds clear of this man. Alessio and Ferrari. Ferrari's now starting to hand the back of Pancho. Oh, Alessio got a little bit wide there, so he's going to be vulnerable. Hayo's in 4th there. Pancho's 5th. How is Pancho in 5th? That's an amazing start from that man there. And there's a big train of cars following behind now. Endex has made up 1 position. And now Cashnet just starting to surge away a little bit as Ferrari now starts to challenge the back of Alessio. He's got a turn 1 here. So he's going to pull out from behind the slipstream. I don't think Alessio's going to do too much about this as he goes down the inside into turn 1. Alessio's going to try and hold it on the outside. Gets on the grass around the outside. Alessio tries to hold on, and it's just not going to quite do it for Alessio. And Ferrari makes that move and gets it finished, and through goes the Brit. It Forgets still 7th with Hiker following behind. So Matty now trying to make up positions as well, as he's trying to get past the car of one of the Ferraris there. Alessio, oh indeed, he does have a penalty. Yeah, you can see the red on the screen there. He has got a penalty. Cashed it with the fastest lap of the Grand Prix so far on lap 1. And Pancho putting the pressure on. So it forgets needs to start making up positions, try to get his way up to the German. So right now it's cashing at 2.5 seconds clear, but Alessio's still sticking with Ferrelli, you know, there. You can still see him. Hayo was trying to get on the back so slowly, it looks like he has a penalty as well. Alessio, I think he's got a drive through. I think he's coming in the pit lane from what I could see there. It Forgets has got... Oh no, well, It Forgets has got a penalty, it looks like, as well. So it's all kind of kicking off a little bit here as Matty starts to challenge Matteo here for 8th position. See if he can launch one. No. Matteo goes a little bit wide. Matty's going to be on the... Got a little bit of contact made between the two there. And bang! Oh my goodness me. He's squeezing him off to the left. Pulls him back across. And here comes Pancho. He's going to get involved in the action. He's licking his lips. And through they come into the third corner of this race. The third corner of this race track. And they file through single file here. No way to get past each other in this section, really. But Matty's piling on the pressure on Matteo. Cashnet's still out front, 2.3 seconds clear. And Lacer's not letting go of the back of Ferrelli at all. He's glued to the back of him. Endex has got a penalty now. Oh, it looks like we've got a battle going on between Matty and Pancho there. Pancho was having a look. And perhaps a move could be lined up down towards turn 1. And Hiker's looking at this in his mirrors and just thinking, oh my god. And now Alessio, he's got a penalty, but he's still sticking with the Ferrari B car of Ferrelli as they run down to turn 1. I don't think he's going to be able to make a move. It's too hard to make a move here. But you saw Ferrelli had to go defensive. And here comes Matty on Matteo here. Into turn 1. He's going to put it on the inside. Going into turn 1. He's going to try and hold around the outside. And through goes Matty. Easy move. Oh, they make contact and off. Off. Matty into the gravel. And that is an interesting crash. I will have to say. That looks like it has been caused a collision there. But we'll have to review that one. That was... I'm confused on that one. Actually, I forgot to mention, Nico did ask a question. Who is your director? It is Vectro's doing the cameras today, as he always does for Group A. So, yeah, crash there between Matty and Matteo, and now things start to settle down a small bit. And Alessio has currently got the fastest lap. He's got a 1:20.840, but he's slightly dropping back a little bit now as the Ferrari B cars start to get their eye on. It Forgets is now there, and he's catching up a small bit here as Pancho, and off goes Pancho, goes for a little excursion off into the grass there, and got to be careful coming back out on track there, making sure he stays out of the way. Because he's got Endex coming up behind him now. He's trying not to lose the position to the Audi. Looks like he's held on to that one. And where's Ibrich on track? 5th currently, chasing after Hayo. And Hayo is trying to close up to Alessio. And I'm really impressed by the form of Alessio today. He's still sticking with the Lamborghinis. Let's see what It Forgets can do as well. Hiker's down in 7th. On his own a little bit as Lonnie's closing in at a very, very rapid rate. Matteo and Matty, looks like there's been another swap between those two. Because Matty was ahead. So Salida is on his own down the back right now, but he is faster than everybody else ahead of him. 3.3 the gap between Cash and Ferrelli's got a penalty. I'm just looking at the red there. Ferrelli's got a penalty. So I'm not sure what kind of penalty he's got. Perhaps time added to his race time. But now the fun begins. Because, yeah, you can see the difference in lap time. 1:24.9. He's had an off somewhere. So he's now... Okay, right. So I've just been informed that the penalty system is actually broken on this game, so that could be anything. So they might be okay. We'll find out afterwards. Yeah, yeah, that's what I meant. penalties tend to happen for no reason. You could be overtaking somebody and it tells you to give the position back for no reason. Now, Ibrich has closed in on high. Oh! Now that... that's a bit embarrassing. Sol Slida has managed to crash into the pit wall on the way into the pit lane. Now, Lonnie challenging the back of Matteo. He's calling very quickly, actually. So let's keep an eye on the Audi. As Ibrich has caught the back of Hayo. Now, this should be an interesting battle, because those guys have caught Alessio now as well. We're on lap 6 of 39. Maddie still has a little bit of damage there. Looks like he's able to carry on with that. So now, Ibrich starting to pull on the slipstream of Hayo, and we know the Ferrari is... Oh, we got a car off in the front there. There was definitely a car off there. I'm not sure who that was, but I think it was a lapped car, it looks like. I think it might have been Sol Slida. Yes, it was indeed. But now we've got a train forming between Ibrich, Hayo and Alessio. And Alessio looks like he's going to lose out big time here to the McLaren and Ferrari. And this could allow this man to close up. And he needs to get up there. So now the Italian is starting to come under big pressure from the German and the other Italian. Lonnie. Somebody is definitely off. Yeah. Who was off there? I'm trying to... yeah, Ibrich went off there, yeah. Ibrich has gone off, so Hayo's up to 4th. They'd forget up to 5th now. So Ibrich just lost it. I didn't even see him disappear off the track. I was looking at I was trying to get some water into me. But there you go. Oh, dear. Right. So Sol Slida has decided this is now Rallycross and has taken to the grass. So now Alessio gets a little bit of breathing space for a small period of time, but now Hayo's got a real issue now, because he's got It Forgets behind him. Oh, Alessio goes a little bit wide, he's going to be vulnerable now. Pirelli is... Oh, and now Hayo and goes straight through. Alessio let him through there, I think. Backed off and wasn't going to fight the German. Now Maddie is closing up on... This will be Pancho. This is for 10th position. Oh, yeah, Maddie definitely did lose time there. Oh, we got a car off there. That is Matteo in the Ferrari, so he's lost 2 positions there. So Hiker's in 7th currently. Alessio still in 4th, but he may have a wild BMW closing up on him shortly. So Cash 3.7 seconds out at the front at the moment. And is holding that lead very well. And goes set the fastest lap of the race in the process. 1:20.9 for him there. And that was actually him in the background there, flashing past in the green Lamborghini. But now Maddie putting the pressure on Pancho. As we had Lonnie going off there. And now we have a 3-way battle for... This will be 8th. So, McLaren on Acura on Audi action. Let's watch how this unfolds. So Pancho's going to get the slipstream off of the Audi up ahead and got good straight line speed in that Acura. Have to make sure... Oh, he's hit the back of him and off! Pancho and Lonnie off, and oh! Huge crash involving Pancho and Matteo. Now that was a hard crash. Let's hope the drivers are okay after that. But that was an interesting crash once again. Oh, and Matteo is going to reverse down the track, looks like. Spun the car again. Oh, don't pull out in front of Lonnie. Be careful. And off. Disappear from frame and off into the gravel. goes Lonnie. Index is going to come through there. And going to 11th. Meanwhile, Alessio still holding on to 4th place. And is... yeah, Hayo did pass him. And he is going quicker than it forgets behind, so he is in a legitimate 4th place. And Ibrich is down in 6th currently. He's chasing after it forgets. He was 7/10 of a second quicker that previous time lap around, and that was Solslita disappearing off into the grass again. He's really having a horrible time today. In comes Pancho for his stop. Let's see what goes on there. Matteo comes in for his stop. Let's see how they get on here. Now, Alessio was matched the time of Hayo last lap around. He's actually a little bit quicker than him. Yeah, big damage on those two cars. That was, of course, because of the crash. Now, Lonnie and Index are together. Teammates in the Audi. Now, Lonnie is definitely the quicker of the two. But let's see who's able to hold on to the position better. Oh. Looks like he had a bit of a time penalty there, perhaps. So now, Alessio was still quicker that lap around. About 10th quicker, and Cash and Ferrari pretty much like for like. So the NSX working well today. Pancho comes out after his stop, and he's about to get lapped by Matty. Or is he going to get passed by Matty, I think. Yeah, that was for lapped. That's how far they are behind now. And yeah, Alessio's got genuine pace to potentially repass Hayo for 3rd. He's definitely hounding the back of him. Good exits out of the corners. The NSX looking very smooth. Hayo going defensive, even in through the hairpin trying to get a slingshot out of the last hairpin to try to get a good exit. Oh, looks like he did, because Alessio got a little bit of a twitch on there. And yeah, he's still at a better lap time. He's 0.2 of a second quicker than Hayo, so he's chipping away at that gap. So this is for a podium. Alessio hasn't had a podium at all this season. Cashnet's still out in front by a gap of around 4 seconds, and Ferrari was going slowly there. For a moment, was going slowly. I think he lost a chunk of time to Hayo there. But Hayo's got bigger things to worry about. It forgets is not matching those guys for pace. Oh dear! Right. So Solzita has gone backwards into the wall, and I don't know what kind of race he's having. He's having a really horrible time. Lonnie and Index still together there. Index holding on very well, even though he's 2 seconds slower than his teammate. He's still holding him behind. Alessio was 1/10 of a second slower that lap. Yeah, Pancho is doing a personal best second sector. This is for 11th. I think this is Pancho unlapping himself, excuse me. Yeah, it was position, excuse me. Anyway, he gets past, but Matteo's going to come back at him because he's got more pace in the Ferrari. He's running a lot of fuel. 106.8 litres of fuel. What on earth is going on with Social Leader today? He's back into the pits again. He's really not enjoying himself out there. I'd rather he is. That's his idea of fun. Anyways, that was for position between Matteo and Pancho. Alessio looks like he's dropping back a little bit from Hayo. Let's watch the lap times. 121.4, 121. Actually, it was actually quicker for Alessio that time. They are a little bit, yeah, they're closing up on Ferrari a little bit. Only slightly. Alessio was the quicker of the three. He was actually quicker than the leader as well. He was quicker than Cash that last lap around. But now he's really on the back of Hayo. It looks like he's really got that pace in the first sector. Oh, almost takes the wrong track. Now that was just Ferrari going through up ahead. And there's that's a lapped car in the middle of them. You can see Hayo seems to be better in the high downforce sections. And Alessio looks like he's better in that first sector. That'll be Lonnie in the middle of those guys. Didn't get past his teammate. But his teammate's going to have to move out of the way for Cash. Well, Ferrari, excuse me, Ferrari. So he's going to make sure he does do that because he's going to keep out of the way on the way out of that corner there. Well over to the left-hand side. And Ferrari the quicker of the two in the leaders. 22.5 versus a 22.2, so there was definitely a little bit of holding up action there between Alessio and Hayo. Let's watch Alessio close up in the first sector. Now they've got a bit of lap traffic to deal with, so this will help Alessio. Well, it won't actually. It won't benefit the either of them because Lonnie gets well out of the way. Alessio doing a good job to hold on behind Hayo there. Even in the dirty air. Seems to be handling that very well. And gap between the leaders looks like it's coming down a small bit. Down to 4.4. Yeah, indeed he is. Ferrari's lapping quicker. Well, we'll keep it to see if that trend is continuing. As they cross the line again. Ibrich is 6th, chasing after It Forgets. And this is a crucial move. So the trend, well, it actually reversed because Cash was quicker that lap. Hayo goes through past Index. And Alessio's going to have to make his way through. He's going to force his way through into turn 1. Make sure he loses as little time as possible. Right, so Ibrich and It Forgets. So it looks like Hayo will take the lead at the championship because he's in 3rd currently. Ferrari is too far back in the championship to really have any effect on it. Oh, we got a car off in the wall there at Soslida again. I think he's just given up. I think he's just watching the race now. He's let him through. Oh no, it was a penalty for It Forgets. It looks like it to slow down, let him through. So this is not the race the championship leader needed. He needed to be up the front fighting with Hayo, but instead he's dwindling down in 6th. Now, Alessio versus Hayo. This battle's been going on for a little while. Oh, got an Audi in the gravel there. It's Lonnie. And gets that car going again. So Matteo and so Alessio dropping back a little bit, I think. It was slower that previous time. And the gap, yeah, catching it slow. He was slow that lap, so the gap's come down to 2.8. So there was a problem in Sector 1 for Cash that time around. He's lost 2 seconds to his teammate. So now, this could be an interesting one because maybe Cashnut is struggling with tyre wear, or there's a fuel issue. Maybe doubt there's a fuel issue. No, there's definitely not a fuel issue. So maybe just a slight mistake into turn 1, perhaps. Maybe a little bit wide. So now can Ferrari capitalise? Ah, that's an interesting point. Cash is using assists, and Ferrari... Well, Cash isn't using assists. Ferrari looks like he is. Hio is. Well, that could be glitched. Right, interesting. So, well, yeah, Cash lost definitely 2 seconds there in that lap. Ibrich is now, he's a couple of seconds behind Alessio up ahead. But now I think Cash is starting to gain the time back he lost. Index is 9th. He's coming up behind, well, he's been lapped by that car there. Pancho. Oh. Matteo has gone to say hello to the marshals. And he's trying to remember which way the track goes. He's a little bit lost. He is very lost. Where? Yeah, there he is. He found it. The gap's coming down again between Ferrelli and Cash. It's 1.8 now. So now the fun really starts. Because the two leaders are pretty much almost together. Matteo spins his way out of the way. So it looks like there's been a problem again for Cash. Maybe perhaps lap traffic, or it was just another mistake. Let's watch. It's going to be 123 again versus a 121. Well, 122 actually. So it was a second loss. Halio goes personal best. And Alessio actually does a 121.1 there. In comes Matteo for his second stop. So out of everybody there, it was actually Alessio who was the quicker. Well, Ferrari was a slight bit quicker, but yeah. Index has been passed by Lonnie. Actually. So I'm kind of a bit of a loss. Ferrelli's losing a lot of time in that first sector, but I'm just interested to see how Cash is losing all that time, or was it just two fluke incidents? Alessio still sticking with Hio, shadowing his every move, and I almost made him go in the wall. Well, it looks like the gap stabilised again, so it looks like it was just two once-off mistakes for Cash. So the gap is now stable at 1.8, but that's not a comfortable gap. He definitely doesn't have a pit stop in hand. He's going to come out about 7th, or 6th or 7th in his pit stop window. You can see the difference. Oh, well, Matteo has parked the car on the escape road, and looks like he's just going to be observing. So lap 20 of 39 begins. It Forgets is now back on the back of Ibrich. So, oh, this could be a move. Could be definitely. He's definitely catching very quickly. Thinks about a move up the inside into turn 1, but Ibrich looks like he's struggling. Yeah, you can see the difference in lap time actually. 124.5 versus a 121.8. So there was definitely a problem for Ibrich somewhere. Indeed it is. This is very important to make sure he gets past Ibrich. Hio's in 3rd, so he needs to minimise the points loss for him today. Now, he needs to get past the Italian, but I don't know if it's going to be possible because it looks like it was just a once-off mistake for Ibrich. But the BMW is quick in a straight line. He's got to get past. This is for 5th position. And looks like he's just struggling behind Ibrich. So the V8 screaming away in the back of the Ferrari, and the other V8 in the BMW, lower rev range, but still sounds very nice and grunty. Yeah, indeed. He lost. He was actually a lot slower that time. He was about a half a second slower than Ibrich that lap around, and is going to go wide. And it is just struggling behind him now. Oh. That was a penalty, it looks like, so that's his chance lost. Hayo and Alessio are still pretty much together, pretty much virtual identity. And gap to the leaders, 1.2, 1.1, 1 second. Now, is this a pit stop? No, it's not. It's just, this is just, I think just Ferrari's just quicker in general. 9/10 of a second now. 120 is a second quicker for Ferrari that time around. So will Cash just let him through? It looks like just a problem because it's come right down between the two leaders. On board with Ferrari as he battles with his teammate. Cash looks like he's got a penalty of some kind, and he's struggling away, but now Ferrari has to follow him, which is always hard to do. And all of this, of course, will help Hayo, who's in the background there. If these guys battle for a couple of laps, this will help his gap get himself a little bit further up. Now, Endex is... Oh! Commentator's curse, strike 3. So, now, half a second between Ferrari and Cash. It's going to be a slipstream fest down to turn 1. This is where Cash gains the time. But I think a pit stop could be on the way here, if he's struggling that much. Cash no wins this season. Ferrari 1 win in Brands Hatch. Can he become the first repeat winner in race 1? Or will we have a 6th different winner this season? Just got a couple of laps to figure that out. Cash is going to stay out, but he's going to have Ferrari right up his tailpipe now. Down to turn 1, slipstream for the Lamborghini. A 125.1. Look how slow he is in a straight line. Ferrari just catches him right up down the straight. And Cash always good at defending. These guys have been teammates for years on end. And Cash said he's only gained the experience and the speed he's gotten by getting his ass whooped by his teammate. Well, I think that's going to happen again, because now he's got his teammate hounding the back of him. But now he's going to have to defend like he's never defended before. This is good for their Constructors' hopes, of course. They're in 5th in the Constructors' Championship, which is being led by BMW. That's Ibrich and... Idfrey Getz and Heike are leading the Constructors' Championship currently. And I think Cash is just edged out a little bit more of a gap now. Ferrari just kind of struggling to follow. This won't help his tyre wear. And I'm sure the guys up ahead are going to be looking in their mirrors and just thinking, what on earth is going on? And that's Idfrey Getz has gone through. He's gone through. He's got past Ibrich. That's crucial to the championship. He needs to be in front of him to make sure he minimises that points loss between himself and Hayo. Ibrich did indeed make a mistake, it looks like. Kashnik goes with a 120.9, a lot quicker than his teammate, but he's so slow down the straight that Ferrari just gains a lot of time back. But as we saw, Cash is just better in the high downforce sections. And these guys are yet to make a pit stop, might I add. Now, back to this battle. This is crucial for how the championship's going to stack up going into the last 2 rounds. Now, we know the Ferrari's a lot quicker in a straight line. You can see him gaining towards turn 1. You can see Idfrey Getz placing his car on the inside and then going slightly wide, but keeping the car in check. Of course, we all know it's 30 points for a win. 24 for second and 21 for third. And I think it's 18 for fourth and 16 for fifth. So if I have to do some quick maths here, yeah, we do have race 2 as well, which is worth half points. But if we just take race 1 into account, then we have 134 plus 21, which is 155, versus 130 plus 16, 146. Yeah, so the gap will actually be quite a big, substantial one. It'll be about over 10 points of a gap, but he could come back and reduce that gap in race 2. We've definitely got a few battles here, because now Alessio's closed up to the back of Hyo once again, and the gap between Ferrelli and Cash is virtually nothing as we go back 0.6 of a second between the two leaders. We're on lap 25 of 39, and I think this is one of the closest he's been in the couple of in the coming laps. Alessio was 0.9 of a second quicker than Hyo that time around. It Forgets is still holding station in front of Ibrich. Yep. Oh, Matteo again off into the gravel. Not enjoying himself today. Cash got a good exit out of the last corner, managed to slingshot and keep us. Yeah, Alessio lost a lot of time there. I just noticed, and It Forgets has managed to pull a good gap on Ibrich now. He's a huge distance behind Alessio, so it's not gonna. Hiker's been on his own for the entire race. Just enjoying himself in 7th there. Pancho's in 10th. He's catching up to Lonnie. Oh, the gap up front. It's down to 0.2 of a second. Cash is struggling. But it seems to be sort of sporadic bursts of pace from Cash, but it's not consistent like Ferrelli. So, is this his downfall? Will he just bite the bullet and come into the pit lane? But that means he's going to drop significantly down the field. But now he's got his teammate all over the back of him. We've had famous battles between these two before, but it's been a while since we've had one in GT3. Indeed, that's true actually. Ferrelli, first season in GT3. So this is the first time we've ever seen these two being so close together in GT3. And look how much he closed up down the straight. Watch the time he gains. Oh, well, there's a viewing platform going on there. The two Italians have decided they want to join each other. What is going on? What is... oh god, that PG, please. Yeah, indeed. So, Ferrelli sticking with his teammate, but he looks like he's just struggling to find a place to get past, or get enough of a time gain that he pretty much needs to be alongside going into the final corner to have any gain, or he needs to be at least 0.4 behind him to get him into turn 1. So we have 27 laps of 39 gone. Remember, there is still a sprint race to come. Alessio's dropped back again, a little bit behind Alessio. Did I just say Alessio dropped behind Alessio? I've done a Murray Walker. Yeah, Alessio's dropped back behind Hyo. It Forgets is well in front of Ibrich now, so he's minimised that point loss, but it is still going to be advantage Hyo as we go into race 2, remember? Worth half points. So Cash was faster that lap. These guys are all a lap down, remember, 28 of 39. And these guys have yet to make a pit stop. They might not make it. That is a good point, actually. Perhaps Cash is fuel saving. Now, with this new game, there is actually an option that you can change your fuel mixture. So potentially he could have been running in lean mix for a couple of laps, just to save the fuel. But has Pirelli been doing that all race long? Look at Pancho going at Lonnie here. This is for 9th place. Yeah, so Cash is just doing a monstrous round of fuel saving, and Pancho looks like he's all over the back of Lonnie as they run down to turn 1 here. Let's watch as he gains in the slipstream, and look in the background, there's Cash, and he's pulled a good lead, and down the inside goes Pancho. He's taken to the grass, and he's still going to drop behind. You can see Pirelli lost 0.4 of a second that lap. He's dropping back, so I think he's given it all he's got, but there's still another 11 laps to go. We'll have a short break. Oh, through goes Pancho. We'll have a short break before we go into race 2. Now, this could be a key moment. Lonnie and Pancho could play a key part in this battle up front, because these guys have got to get past these two. And if these continue the battle, well, it doesn't look like they're going to be, but it could be... Oh, well, it's not going to be a problem for any of them, really, because Lonnie loses the back end, and you can see the two Italians looking in the background. Solosnida and Matteo are just watching the race now, without retiring. I think Pirelli's given it all he's got. Pirelli's got 24 litres of fuel. Pancho is in 9th now, a good ways behind Matty, and Cashin's got 22 litres. So, yeah, difference of 2 litres between Cash and Pirelli, as Vector said to me. You can see the two guys just watching in the gravel trap. Gonorrhea just came in the chat, just said, hi, I had a slow lap. Well, no, he just set a really quick lap, actually. But he did have a slow lap last time around. But Alessio's still a good ways behind. Alessio's on to score some fantastic points for Acura today. Now remember, well, he's down in 16th in the championship. This is going to rocket him up a good ways up the championship. But now do remember, race 2, reverse grids. Oh, well, oh dear. Well, he's got to get that car going quickly, because he might have It Forgets closing up on him. Find reverse gear. You're in 15th gear, man. He's got to be quick. Oh no, he might. Oh no. Oh no. Where is It Forgets? He's coming. Now he's going to have lost. He might lose it. He could lose it, and this could be crucial to the championship if It Forgets gets past. It Forgets has caught up to him. Alessio has done the ultimate bottle job and managed to lose about 30 seconds to It Forgets, but has It Forgets got the pace to get past is the next question. And does Alessio have damage? He did hit the wall, but I don't know if he's gonna have any significant damage from that. Doesn't look like he's got overly too much damage. But yeah, the ultimate bottle job from Alessio. Loses 30 seconds, couldn't find reverse gear, somehow shifted into 15th gear, and has got going again, but he's now got BMW behind him, and he wants to get past to finish one position behind Hayo, who is his championship leader. Well, actually, his championship rival, excuse me. And this is crucial. So, I don't know if It Forgets has really got that pace. All he can really hope for is Alessio to make another mistake. And he's clouded the tire. He has made a mistake. I've completely cursed him for the 4th time again, and now It Forgets is going to be all over him, coming through Sector 2 here. Well, towards Sector 2 at least. He's down the inside and through! So Alessio lets him through, and through goes in Forget to minimise that points loss as much as he could. It looks like those tyres did a lot of damage to Alessio's car. So, the ultimate bottle job has happened. Alessio has completely bottled the 4th place finish. He had a lead of about 30 seconds, but has now dropped behind It Forgets. But I wouldn't count him out just yet, you know. Because he's got the pace, he's a lot faster in a straight line. I think he could come back. Let's watch down the straight. Look at him gaining in the slipstream towards turn 1. It Forgets is going to make sure he doesn't get through there. He's going to be planting his car in every position he can to make sure he can't get past. But it's going to be a tough job to keep this Italian behind. Oh no, he's completely bottled it. I've completely cursed him again. And off goes Alessio. And Ibrich could take him. There he is. Oh, what a shame. Ibrich goes through to 5th place. And it's all gone horribly wrong for Alessio. He was running in 4th place and drops to 6th. Oh, he's off! Cash is off! And through goes Ferrari. I did not see that at all. He's made the mistake we all thought he wouldn't make. And through goes Ferrari for the lead of the race. And now that has changed proceedings and turned them on its head. So now Ferrari has got a clean run to go to the finish without really any problems. So now Hayo's too far back to have capitalised from that at all. But what a dramatic turn of events. Ferrari goes through to take the lead of the Grand Prix and is on his way to become the first repeat winner of the GT3 season in round 6. We were on course to have our 6th different winner, which was Cash, but I wouldn't count Cash out just yet. There is still another 7 laps remaining in this Grand Prix, and Cash has shown himself to be the quicker car, but can he gain back 4 seconds in 7 laps? I don't know. Now, Alessio, we're still watching this because he's still chasing after Ibrich, so he still could redeem himself a little bit here. I'm sure he's absolutely kicking himself right now for those 2 mistakes. And so will Cash, because he was on course for a really, really easy victory. And meanwhile, those guys are still chilling in the gravel trap. Oh, we got a McLaren off there. That was a McLaren going off. In fact, that's Maddie. Oh, careful, boys. Now, that was a bit close. Oh, well, Index is... Well, he's been... That's not for position, I don't think, but these guys are going to get lapped by Hiker. So then, we're on lap 34 of 39. We have 6 laps to go. Yeah, it's a real shame that Cash made a mistake. It's a rare mistake from Cash, might we say, as well. He was pretty much dominated. He dominated practice, he dominated qualifying, led every single lap, and made a small mistake. Well, now we just have to kind of recalculate points again. I'll just quickly do that. So now that the leader is going to change to Ferrari, so he'll get 30 points if he stays in front, of course. And that's going to put him on 132 points, which is going to put him in front of Matteo. He's going to take 3rd in the championship today, because Matteo's not going to score points. So that's a good jump from him. Ahayo's going to finish, well, he's on his way to finish 3rd at least, and that will be 21 points for him. which will be 130 plus 21, which is 100. Yeah, good point from Vector, actually. All the red you see there is all penalties, so all this could change at the end. We'll do calculations at the end when we have a short break before the sprint race. So we'll have a quick check of that afterwards. Well... Oh, there we go. There's the penalties. So Freddy has a 3-second penalty, and Cashin has a 5-second penalty. Now he's 8 seconds clear of Hayo, so he had to make sure that he stayed in front of Hayo. Hayo doesn't have a penalty. Now, I think his penalty will cancel out. Ferrelli's penalty gets cancelled out by Cash's. So Ferrelli is still in the lead of this race. It forgets has a 3. Yeah, all those guys are going to have their penalties cancelled out by each other. We'll see the results at the end. But I'm pretty sure that Ferrelli's still going to take the victory here. But he is getting caught by Cash, who's 3 seconds behind him now. 2.8, might I say, actually. 3 tenths quicker that lap around. And, oh, Slowest Leader's actually decided to come into the pit lane. He's 23 minutes behind the leader. And Matteo's decided he wants to get going again. Yeah, it's crazy. But, yeah. It's a pity. Matteo was 3rd in the championship. That's going to just make him have a no score. He's going to be overtaken by Ferrelli. He's going to go into 3rd in the championship. And this, of course, will mean he's still a championship contender into the next coming races. He'll be 20 points behind the championship leader. So he's in real contention still. And that was a slow lap from him, actually. It was a 23.4 versus a 21.5 from Cash. It's not over. Got 12 litres for Ferrelli. How much does Cash have? 9.7. He's pushing hard to catch back up. Oh! Ferrelli made a mistake there. 1.2 is the gap. Cash in it is pushing like an absolute animal to catch back up to his teammate, but he's still got to pass him, which is another kettle of fish. Yeah, that's true. He's still got to get 2 seconds in front of him. So even if he gets in front, then he's still going to have to make sure he still finishes 2 seconds clear of him. But actually, he needs 3 seconds. Yeah, he needs 3 seconds to stay in front. Although he has got a 5 second. This is confusing, the penalties. Cash will have to get 5 seconds in front to make sure he wins. Quick maths. Yeah. 2. Needs to get 2 seconds in front. And he's now 2nd behind with 2 laps to go. 3 laps to go, excuse me. Oh, there's been a shunt in the background. I saw an Acura go off in the background. That looked like it might have been a Lacio. I don't think it was. But look, go back to the front because it's half a second between them now. And so Steele's going to look at this guy going by. Oh my god, what on earth is happening up the front with 2 laps to go in this race? Ferrelli versus Cash. It's a confusing battle because they both have penalties. But Cash needs to pass him and get 2 seconds in front, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. And it looks like Ferrelli's just holding on enough right now. But there's still 1 lap to go. He's got lap traffic up ahead. He's hit Matty! And that's going to definitely hinder his chance. He just hit him slightly. But now, let's keep an eye on this. Because even if he does get in front, he needs to get 2 seconds in front. But then again, Ferrelli could make a mistake. So, does he have damage? They haven't made a stop at all this race. Not a lot of drivers have. Final lap in Ruapuna. Cashnet makes a mistake coming out of the final corner. That's not going to help him running up to turn 1 here. He's lost a lot of time. And what? What? He's got disqualified. He's got disqualified. He's gone completely off the standings. So he's obviously had to make a drive-through and forgot about it. That puts Hayo into 2nd and then forgets into 3rd. Just think that now, what on earth has happened in Ruapuna? Absolute drama on the final lap. He's got disqualified. This reminds me of Imola, Formula B, when he disconnected. Pirelli's going to come through and win here in Ruapuna and become the first repeat winner in this season. But now their championship battle is firmly on because Hayo will finish in second. It's going to look like, with Inferget's going to get a podium, salvage a podium, gifted a podium, even. I don't even know what to say to that. Pirelli has just been gifted. Well, he was going to do it anyway, but he's going to get gifted a race victory. Hayo is going to take the lead of the championship. Yeah, that could be true. Pirelli wins here in Ruapuna in race 1. Hayo's going to come across the line penalty free and finish in second place. And he's going to take the lead of the championship. Well, actually, it could be quite tight between these two. We'll calculate the points afterwards. But it forgets it's got a penalty, and so does Ibrich. So we'll check the standings afterwards. It forgets has just been gifted a podium that he so desperately needed to keep his championship hopes alive. Absolute drama on the last lap in Ruapuna. I don't think we even saw that coming at all. It forgets comes across the line to salvage a third place. Ibrich comes across the line in fourth. And we gotta say, a huge congratulations to Alessio, who's gonna finish in fifth. It could have been so much more, but comes across the line. He's happy. He smashes into the wall and finishes in fifth. Hiker, another solid result for him in sixth place. Hiker across the line, a great result for him in sixth. And Maddie is in the wall while he's gone to see the sights. So we will now take a short break. We're not going to stop the stream, but we're going to just take a small break before we go to the race 2. There is confirmation. So there's no change of positions. Pirelli wins with Hayo in second, It Forgets in third, and now I think Kashnit was disqualified. That is crazy. Crazy stuff on the last lap.
Last race here, it was also just amazing last season.
Yeah, so it's delivered again now. So points-wise, let's start calculating, because now Pirelli, 30 points, puts him on 132, which puts him to third in the championship. Hayo will now get... he'll get... Let's check the points for second. I think it's 21. Sorry, it's 24 for second. It's 24 for second. So 130 plus 24, it's 154. And It Forgets got third. So it's 134 plus 21. Oh, there's a point in the championship. It Forgets still leads the championship by 1 point. That he needed that. So he still leads the championship, but there's still 1 race to go in today. But now the gap has come down from 4 points to 1 point. Now, that's not what we expected. Yeah. I am going to also take a toilet break, so if you're still in the stream, entertain yourselves. Do something else. Okay, so then we have an 11 lap sprint race to come. Do let me know who your driver of the day was for race 1. So the championship gap comes down to 1 point with technically, well, we say 2 rounds, but we have technically 5 races to go. Now this race is worth half points, so 15 points for a win, etc, etc. And the championship... Yeah. That was quick. That was a quick toilet break. You got a bottle there. Don't tell anyone. Yes. So then, I think everyone's just gonna take quick breaks while we wait for race 2 to begin. So we'll, if you haven't followed the GAVRA League Twitter, then make sure you do that at official GAVRA, I think is what it is. Let's just hit 100 followers on that actually as well. Okay, so just waiting for the first race 2 to begin, waiting for lobby things to be done, and my laptop's starting to die. I'm just gonna close the lid of that because we can do our own maths. It's 155 to 154 in the championship, and we'll just remember that figure. 132 for Ferrelli, so he's now 23 behind. So he's still in with a shot. Technically a 3-way battle for the championship right now. Yeah, it is. Should be an 11 lap sprint race. Just make sure they just set stupid weather as well. I think they're just right at this moment. They need to sort out who's starting where. Reverse grids, of course, are hard to do, so they need to work out times and who goes where and who needs to set what time. So let's start sorting that out. It is a bit of a pity we missed Cash's spin, but I
don't know if Ferrelli hit him or they have contact or he spun himself. But I think he spun himself.
It looks like he spun himself. Yeah, indeed. If it sounds like I'm talking to myself on the stream, technically I'm not. In fact, Vectro's talking to me in my earpiece. He just doesn't have his voice allowed. He is there, but I'm just talking into the air technically for you, not for me. So I just sound like I'm crazy. Just, it looked like a disqualification to me on Cashnet's end. Might have been from that contact he made between himself and Maddie. He might have just thought it. He might have given him a drive-through for that and didn't tell him.
Starting.
And here we go. So they've sorted everything out. Did they change the laps?
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't looking, but there we go. We have a short qualifying session beforehand, so everybody can line up properly. That won't be very exciting because we know exactly where everybody's going to start because it's reverse grids. So Ferrari will start last. And technically, does that mean technically Cash is going to go on pole again?
I don't know.
It's... that is sort of be kind of anticlimactic. Yeah, well, we'll see how that goes. Because I'm really not sure how that's gonna turn out. Second. Right. Well, we'll see. We'll see how this qualifying session goes, and we'll find out. So the first one out on track should be the guy who finished technically last, which was Solita. Should be the first one out. Yeah. Well, we're just listening to some nice engine noises ticking over. At this reverse qualifying works in drivers go out at set intervals. With a car coming out on track, I think it does sound like a Renault to me. I think it is Solita going to be first out on the track, and he has a set lap to set. So he will start on pole. It's not unusual to him, he's done it many times in LMP3, etc. But not used to these cars. Simply a substitute for today. Gunnar is asking, where is Ruapuna soup? Timbuktu? No, it's actually New Zealand. Interestingly enough. I think it held a few endurance races around here. 24-hour races, I think. This was back in around early 2000s. It would have been around when the kind of the Bentley and the old Toyotas would have been around. Mateo's next out, as he finished in 12th. Lonnie next. You can see the guys coming out at set intervals. You can see a lot of drivers stop before the grid and just wait for their times to come through. It's not like F1 2017 where we actually have a grid editor where you can put people where you want them. A couple of drivers starting to make their way out now. A lot of drivers out on track. The top 5 are yet to come out. So the only 3 left are Cash, Index, and Mateo. No, Maddie. It's really confusing having 2 Mats in the race. So Cash should start second last technically. Ferrari will definitely start last. Then it will be followed by Hayo, then it forgets. And then it'll be Ibrich, then Alacio. Then it'll be Hiker. And then after that, I'm not too sure. We'll see how the grid lines up after that. Hello to Sea Lizer in the chat as well. So drivers have a set lap time to set to make sure they line up in the correct grid slot. And for some reason Index isn't out on track just yet. But he will be starting up near the front. But no, they're all starting laps right now. So Steel's just stopped before the line, because he's just waiting to set a lap, 146.4. Just coasting across the line. So this will be just a quick 11 lap sprint race. Go by in no time at all. But you may find my commentary won't be as loud, because it is a bit late. But it still could be a turning point in the championship if It Forgets manages to, well, if Hio manages to finish in front of It Forgets, or the other way around. Pancho just coasting himself across the line. Matteo's just lining up in the grid slot for fun. There may be a really low speed oh, I thought there was going to be a really low speed collision there. Coasting up the line, now 20 miles an hour. Ibridge will set a lap time. Need 206. And oh, well, that was a bit close. Lonnie 204. This isn't exciting at all because the guys know exactly where they're going to be. So there you go. Pancho 221. Oh, I didn't even notice that Hio actually sent me the list for the reverse grid. So we know exactly who's going to be there. If I just get it to load up. So it'll be Solslita lining up on pole, followed by Matteo, followed by Lonnie, then Pancho, Maddie, Hiker, Alessio, Ibridge, It Forgets, Hio, Ferrelli, what? Oh, that's confusing. It looks like Cash is actually going to line up last. So he's going to be behind Ferrelli. I can hear somebody doing burnouts on the grid. You can do, this is literally just like, if this was how if this was how F1 qualifying was, nobody would watch it. Sally is asking, is number 53 Jarno Trulli's Ferrari in GT? I think it's Fisikella's. I think Matteo's wearing number 53. I think it's Fisikella's. Yeah, it's Fisikella's. Matteo he should be second, I think. Let me just check. Lonnie's too far up, I think. He should be behind Matteo, I think. Let me just have a quick gander. But yeah, Matteo should be ahead of him. Matteo needs to go out again. Well, this was always going to happen. People are going to make mistakes. Whoa! Cash is just having a bit of fun out there now. He just completely went opposite lock through the last corner. He's the only guy out on track now, which means we're going to have to probably sit here for 5 minutes. And just the rule, I think. Right, so Index won't be setting a lap, so he will start last because he's a guest driver. Guest drivers don't do laps at all. He will start last. So the grid's pretty much all okay, apart from Matteo and Lonnie. Matteo needs to go quicker than Lonnie. So he's got everybody inside the pits watching him right now. I think the Ferrari is one of the better sounding cars in this game. It sounds great. Apparently Evil was racing in Group B. Why? We'll investigate that afterwards. So as you can see, Solslid is absolutely dominating this qualifying session by a margin of 17 seconds. He's got 4 minutes. Matteo has to set a lap. That's faster than Lonnie's. And he does so. Oh, he's he's gone too quick. Right. I don't think that's how that's supposed to go. Yeah, he has to go out again. Yeah, Solslid has to go out again. He needs to go quicker again. Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna go out. Right, so they can't possibly muck up the situation anymore. Unless somehow Solslid just can't go quicker. Oh, right. Moving swiftly on. So, he goes 7 minutes slower in Sector 1. I just received a message from Hio. Okay, I'm gonna read this out on stream. If it loads for me. No? Not gonna load for me? Oh my god, this is the worst reverse grid procedure I've ever seen. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong there. So then, if he doesn't go quicker, I will be... I don't even know. Well, he's gonna come around and do another lap. Well, all he has to do is just go as quick as he can, really. Doesn't really matter. Technically, yeah, he's technically a guest driver, I think. Or is he replacing? He could be a permanent replacement. I haven't actually checked that. Interesting. I guess he's just doing as he's told. Ah. R.I.P. Oh no. Oh no. Oh dear. The championship leader has disconnected. Now, that's a big problem. Oh dear. Well, he's gonna have a minimum 14 point, oh, he's got back, I think. Ah, he goes quickest, there you go. So, everything's sorted, but It Forgets did get back, but now he will have to start last. And so the leader goes quickest! So It Forgets will have to start from the back. But he was only going to start, I mean, he's going to start 11th anyway, so it's not too much of a drop for him. But yeah, I think the update has made the penalty system like really strict. It's made it like really easy to get penalties. Okay, so we're just waiting for the we're just waiting for the countdown on the side to finish. I'm happy that It Forgets got back at least. Because that could have meant many problems for the championship in his case. Yeah. So if he didn't manage to get back and Hayo managed to win, he'd have a 14-point deficit, which is not ideal at all. It's not a huge gap, but it's a big one when you only have 4 rounds technically left. 2 rounds with 4 races. So let's just check the grid lineup. It should be, yeah, Cash is going to start behind Ferrari, so technically they're going to take it as him finishing second, but he didn't really. It Forgets isn't on the grid. Oh dear. That's not gone well. It Forgets is not going to start this Grand Prix. It looks like. I can't see him on the grid. He's not there. So, Hayo has just been gifted a great opportunity to gain an advantage in the championship. He can overtake him in the championship and can get a maximum of a 14-point 14-point advantage. And also, Ferrari could benefit here as well. He's only 23 behind, so he could gain some serious points here as well. I have a feeling there's going to be a massive pile-up into turn 1. I've got that inkling. Let's see if I'm right. The long countdown to the grid, or to race 2, it's going to be a short one. 11 laps, very quick. About 10-15 minutes of a race. So it's cycling down through the grid. Ferrari was race 1 winner. Cash disconnected on the last lap, or disqualified, and Index finished last. Well, no, he didn't actually, but there we go. Well, we're gonna go to race 2 then in GT3. Lights go red for the second time. Lights out and away we go. Matteo gets away well, but slowly gets away well. But Pancho gets a great start, going to go looking through the middle, and there's been contact, and Hayo has hit the wall. Hayo's hit the wall. He's into Hiker, and now that is incredible. Sorry, that was Maddie. Excuse me. That's the problem with liveries. That's the problem with the liveries. I mixed them up immediately, but no, Hayo got away very well. He's going to be alongside the Ferrari B car of Pirelli, I think. Oh no, there's been a shunt. Ferrari B off in the background. It's Cash and Ibrich have made contact. Alessio has gone into first, by the way. He's managed to get past the two of them in front. So redemption. But look, Pirelli and Hayo are up to 4th and 5th already. That's amazing. From the back of the grid. Right, Hiker got involved with Maddie. That was actually Maddie who was involved in that crash. So it was just a mix-up of liveries. I'm so used to seeing Maddie in the orange one that I completely mixed them up. I momentarily did turn into David Croft, and I do apologise, but now Cash is down the back in 12th, Ibrich is in 11th, Maddie 9th, 10th, sorry, Index in 9th, Hikers 8th, Pancho 7th, Lonnie 6th, Hayo 5th, Pirelli 4th, Matteo 3rd, Sos leads 2nd, and Alessio leads the Grand Prix. So, I was right that there was going to be a shunt on the first lap, but I didn't expect it to be on the grid. I'm going to be honest. Pirelli starting to put the pressure on Matteo now. And this is for crucial points in the championship. Absolutely crucial points. Because this could make it the championship so close. And it's going to be a shame, because I'm actually going to miss the last 2 rounds. I might be able to catch race 2 of each of them, but I'm going to end up missing the last 2 rounds of the Grand Prix, or the series, which is a real shame. That's Maddie going off in the background there. So Pirelli is ahead of Hayo. Actually, I think Matteo... Well, no, Matteo actually has just been passed by Pirelli to go. Pirelli's gone to 3rd. So Matteo's made a mistake somewhere. Alessio's out front leading by 2 seconds. So's leader, 2nd. Oh, it's been a problem. I think, did Hayo hit the wall? I think he might have glanced it slightly, but that was a bit of a scary moment as Index comes under pressure from the Ferrari of Ibrich down the inside. Goes Ibrich, very nice move into the last corner. And slips through. Matteo and Hayo now. Hayo needs to get past. Oh, Sos leaders around. And that puts Pirelli to 2nd, and this is good. This is for championship points that are crucial to the championship. Down the inside goes Hayo into 3rd place. Sos leaders down in 5th now with Pancho, Hiker, and Lonnie on his tail. This is Ibrich and Maddie, or actually it's Hayo and Maddie. Hayo and Matteo. Oh no, Cash is still on the back. This is going to be a non-point scoring day for him. Index 11th, Maddie 10th, and Ibrich is 9th there. Ah, okay. So still scores points. But it just means that Cash in it is not going to win the GT3 Championship again, which is saying something. Yeah, he's won every single GT3 Championship, and this is the first one he's not going to win. We're actually going to see somebody else win the GT3 Championship this season, and there's 3 different drivers who can do it. Lap 4 of 11. Hayo is still just trying to see if he can close up on Pirelli, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to. And Alessio still holding on to the lead. Pancho with Hiker behind him now. Hiker got a 6th place finish, so he's just 1 place off the same result. So you can see the Alessio's definitely got good pace and clean air. He's doing pretty much the exact same lap times as Pirelli, just a couple of tenths separating them. So there he is out front, at half distance of this Grand Prix, about to reach it. And looks like Matteo is under pressure, and he's lost that position. So through goes Solslita back into fourth. I don't think Matteo's going to have... It doesn't look like he's going to have too much trouble getting back past him again, because the Ferrari's got so much straight line speed. So let's see what they can do. Oh, I heard someone get on the grass a little bit there, but that was just that. Alessio, fastest lap, 120.642. Oh. Right, Cash in. Oh, I forgot they have a mandatory pit stop. Do they? I thought that was... Huh. That used to be a thing. They used to have to make a pit stop. I don't know if they have to do that anymore. Probably damage for Cash. Oh, Solskjaer got off, and through goes Matteo. Well, back through, should I say. And now he's going to be under pressure from Pancho. He's lost the 2 positions within 1 corner. Pancho goes through to 5th. Okay. Right, just had to be clarified. We're about to begin lap 6. Kashna comes back out. 1 lap, well, about to be 1 lap down. When was the last time you saw Cash getting lapped? A long, long time ago, if ever. Pancho putting the pressure on Matteo now. So, Hiker, well, sorry, I said Sosa was going to be there to pick up the pieces. He's not going to be anymore because he's off into the gravel. Oh, well, I guess that's it. That ends that. Yep. Well, Ferrari's closing in a little bit on Alessio. He's 1.7 behind the leader, with Pancho just behind Matteo. I think GT3 is a real testament to show how the Academy has brought up drivers that are now immediately fighting for the GT3 Championship versus guys like Ferrari B. It's really, really encouraging. Like guys like Hayo, Alessio, Matty, guys like It Forgets were all in Academy last season, and now here they are fighting for championships and showing they've got great pace. It's awesome. Yeah, pretty much. Hayo's just out in 3rd there, and Pirelli is, and that's not for position, he's lapped his teammate. Pancho's tucked in behind Matteo. This is for 4th position. Now, after that last race, Matteo has actually lost 3rd in the championship. So there could be a move for the lead in the coming laps, because it's down to 1 set. Well, it's under a second now. I don't think Alessio's ever felt pressure like this in his life. Ibrich bearing down on Lonnie. We only have about 3 laps left of this sprint race, worth half points. It's about a quarter distance race. Well, about a 1/3. And Pancho's definitely putting the pressure on Matteo, but Matteo's holding on very well. Yeah, Hayo lost time to Pirelli there, but I think that was just the sheer pace of the guys up front. Ah, the points. Yeah, we'll calculate that afterwards. It's half points, so third is now worth. It's not going to be as big a gain as we would have thought it would be, but it's still going to be advantage Hayo. He's going to take the lead of the championship going into the last 4 races. Now Pancho all over the back of Matteo with 2 laps to go. Oh dear. He's all over him here. Ferrelli could really... He could get himself in with a chance of the championship as well, if he... Because it's... a win's worth 15 points. So he's going to get himself in the... right up there. And Matty's got a penalty. Gap about 7/10 of a second up the front with just about 2 laps to go now. I don't think this man has ever felt the pressure of Ferrari. Look at the straight line speed of Ferrari down to turn 1 into the inside. Alessio has got nothing to answer, and through goes for and off. Alessio into the gravel, spins at 360 degrees. Where is Hayo? Where is Hayo? He is coming up, and I think he's going to stay in front. So Ferrari is on his way to win again. Oh, Pancho goes through past Matteo into 4th. Yeah, but still, it is a shame for Alessio, but he's still going to get a podium. Going to get the best result of his career, pretty much. Oh, Matteo loses it. Hiker might gain 5th now out of that. There he is. There's Hiker. Got to be careful that he doesn't get blocked by Matteo, because he is going to get blocked by Matteo. And Matteo places his car exactly where it needs to be. And down the inside, perhaps from Hiker. No. So Hiker is looking for a 5th place finish here. Up there with one of his best results. So, Cash is just following his teammate, and there's just 2 laps to go in this race. Hiker's still following Matteo suit. And Hayo is very close to Alessio. Yeah, he does need this for the championship. He needs to make sure he gains as much over It Forgets as possible. Not long left in this Grand Prix, a couple of minutes. So let's see if Alessio can hold on. He's in a crucial position, because there's going to be some interesting maths to be done after this. Because It Forgets scores no points, because he disconnected. On to the final lap here in Ruapuna, and this is definitely the final lap because there's no race after this. Okay, Ibrich. I think Ibrich has lost a place to Lonnie, actually. I think Lonnie got past him. No, I think he just caught up to him, actually. Mike, last lap move here between Ibrich and Lonnie. For 7th, it should be relatively easy for the Ferrari because it's got a lot of straight line speed versus the R8. Launch down the inside into turn 1, perhaps? No, can't quite do it. Meanwhile, the perfect day for Ferrari. He's going to take full points, 2 race wins, a maximum haul of 45 points, and Ibrich is thinking about making a move there. Hiker just unable to get past Matteo on the last lap. So Ferrari's going to come through the final corner to take 45 points and get a huge boost in his championship hopes. He wins race 2 in Ruapuna, and Alessio gets second place with Hayo coming across the line in third position. Now, let's quickly do the maths that needs to be done. Hayo is now your championship leader going into the last 2 rounds. 154 plus. What's going to be third? It's 18 for third, so it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. It's going to be 9 points. You'll have 163 versus Ferrelli, who had 132 plus 15 is 147. So Ferrelli is now 8 points behind It Forgets. Oh, well, Maddie's lost it, but and he's now 16 points. He's 16 points behind the championship leader. So now Ferrelli has managed to get himself in the championship battle because of those 2 race wins, those crucial race wins. So that has really turned the championship and made it really interesting now. So there's now definitely a three-way battle for the championship. So, confirmation of your results. Ferrelli wins, Alessio second, Hayo third, with Hayo now championship leader going to the last four races of the championship. We thank you all so very much for watching. We hope you did enjoy, and we will see you all next time out in Long Beach. Bye-bye.